sound. All right, here we go. Michigan Speedway tonight. Today's Xtreme Motorsports99.com Truck Series as we get ready for, well, what's going to be a very fun race around a 2-mile D-shaped oval in the Irish Hills of Michigan. Chris Schuyler, Rick Donathan in the booth with you on For Races Only TV as we get ready for another great race. Unfortunately, the last cast for the Truck Series here on For Races Only TV for this season, but you know what? We saved the best for last. Michigan, awesome track, Rick.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, we've got a real tough, tight points battle going on with Nicholas Orth, Jeffrey Creek, Darren Sizemore, Zachary Kreiser, and William Amaker up there in the top 5 in the points as we go into this race here this evening, Chris. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tight. As we kind of wish the old Chevrolet Silverado be the last time we see this truck tonight with the new build that iRacing came out with.
Absolutely, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we cannot wait for it. The new build came out today, and you guys made the decision to go ahead and wait until next week at the race in Chicagoland to unleash those trucks so that we can get those on the track and get the paint schemes all up and loaded and stuff. But we're not yet at the track. We're getting ready to be there here in just a couple minutes right now, so you guys stand by there on the stream. A lot of people are talking about they don't have video. But anyways, a lot of great racing here tonight. You mentioned Nicholas Orth leading the points by 17. We're coming off a pretty wild race last week at the Kentucky Speedway, which saw a gentleman come in and win his first race in his first start.
Absolutely, that's going to be Corbin Hemstreet. Known Corbin for a little over a year, maybe 2 years in iRacing. Very strong driver. And speaking about old trucks, new trucks, couldn't use the new trucks tonight because we couldn't get the paint schemes loaded up. And I know that Corbin actually has a true sponsor. Bubble Ball is one of his sponsors. So we want to make sure some of these guys out here actually do get true sponsors. And we definitely want to be respectful and try to get those sponsor names out there when we can.
Who did what is his sponsor?
Bubble Ball. It's a looks like it's a great big old plastic ball that you kind of fit inside of. You run around and bounce off of each other.
Interesting.
So if you've got some young kids in the house that when you walk in and they're just screaming, hooting, hollering, bouncing off the walls and hanging from the chandeliers, Bubble Ball might be one of those places you might be able to go to, pick up a couple of those things, and let the kids just play away.
I think he just gave me a nickname for a bunch of my friends to call them from now on. All right, I like that. Hey, taking a look at qualifying here, it looks like our point leader, Nicholas Orth, is on the pole right now with a 40.560. Corbin Hemstreet is right there second. Kevin Ford going to be third, Eberhardt in fourth. And Nate Trito, your top 5, it looks like, as of right now. 23 trucks have qualified. You still got about 7 or 8 or so that still haven't qualified yet.
Yep, and while they're doing qualifying, Chris, I am going to step away, jump over in the driver's meeting here just for a few, and just listen to see what we got going on over there, and I'm going to jump back up here in the booth with you.
Absolutely, and we'll be back here with the start of the race here very shortly, guys, as Rick goes and does his admin duties, and we'll be back here on For Races Only TV. Get ready for a race.
User left your channel.
All right, back here at the Michigan Speedway as we get ready for Xtreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series as we broadcast live tonight from the Irish Hills. Chris Scala, Rick Donathan in the booth. Hopefully you're having a great Wednesday evening. It is Hump Day, and hopefully it is warming up where you are. Rick, tell you what, we got a great lineup shaping up for us here this evening.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, Nicholas Orth up there on the top of the leaderboard with Corbin Hemstreet on his outside. Now this is Corbin's second start here at Xtreme Motorsports in our truck series. Last week, his first start, his debut, he put the truck in victory lane, Chris.
He did. Kevin Ford will start third. Daniel Eberhardt fourth. Nate Trado, your top five.
Sixth place going to go to Ken Baum Jr., seventh. Brent Sturgeon, eighth. Looks like Brian Coveney, ninth. Darren Sizemore in the top 10 there. Matthew Wazenbach.
Jeff Martin going to start 11th. Matt Clifton 12th. Ryan Libby 13th. Chad Osborne 14th. And Everett Fastlane 15th.
Stephen Brunel, 16th position. Justin Walters, 17th. William Long, 18th. William Blacker, 19th. Brent Lee in 20th position.
Doug Blackman going to be 21st. Mike Schrader, no relation to Ken, 22nd, or at least I think. Zach Chrysler, 23rd. Douglas Hess, 24th. William Amaker, not the best qualifying run. Pretty fast lap there, though, 129. He'll start 25th.
That's right. Jeffrey Creek starting 26, which is must have had some type of difficulty. Kind of unusual for Jeffrey. Jonathan Shipman, 27th. Brian Ray, 28th.
Yeah, Brad Slaughter Jr., Aaron Richard, he's the admin, so he's not in the race. Tyler Herr and Pops going to start last, it looks like. So 31 trucks when it's all over what's going to grid here this evening at the Michigan Speedway. And as you mentioned, for those who just joined us, got a tight point race here. 17 points separating Nicholas Orth, who has been Mr. Top 5, pretty much the top 10 in the series, and Jeffrey Creek, who has knocked down a couple wins.
Absolutely, and I tell you, it's any man's game here today as we go into Michigan International Speedway, Chris. Lots of talent out there on the track. It's going to be interesting to see who can get the up on the leaderboard there pretty quick, as far as having Corbin up there on the outside, Nicholas up on the pole there. Those guys are definitely going to be battling it out to try to take a lead there.
Yeah, we're going to have a great race in store to see what's going to happen. Multiple grooves, as you know, here at Michigan. You do not want to be on the bottom. That is like the one groove. It seems like here you don't want to be. You want to be everywhere else but there on this track. It's kind of an interesting one. It's kind of like the old Michigan, which it is.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, taking a look over here at the chat at Twitch here, just want to throw a couple shout outs out here. Mr. Brad Slaughter 333, that's going to be Brad Slaughter Jr.'s father there, kicked back watching his son race. And I tell you what, that old boy, Mr. Slaughter, you got to get him a new computer. He's due for an update. I know he's probably been on your heels there, but just also want to let our viewers know, Slaughter has got an official sponsor coming up in our Xfinity race at Charlotte Motor Speedway on March the 19th. He will be driving the Custom Vapes Chevrolet Camaro. And I know that those guys are having a big shindig down at the store and so forth, so make sure to join us for that evening.
And it should be good. Let's get Xtreme and go green here at Michigan.
Fourth up there up on the top, looking on the inside. As they're going down into turn one, is still side by side up there. Looks like those guys are pretty much just going to take their time. Everybody's looking good on the restart there, Chris.
Everybody's looking great. You see Orth on the inside there, Hemstreet on the outside. He's like, no, I want the lead there on the outside, and he's going to take it. As they go down the back straightaway for the first time, everybody double file. Also there, the 33, Brad Slaughter, I believe, there in that orange track. It's actually Eberhardt in the 13 going to second. It looks like the 27 of Orth going for third. Underneath the two as they're going 3 wide off 4.
Tell you what, that truck there, number 13, Eberhardt, is definitely a contender to watch out for here today. Here in the last few weeks, Eberhardt has really showed his muscle out on the track, taking a lot of races, getting a lot of wins in our hosted sessions, in the iRacing official side. I tell you, that kid there has really turned it up here in the last few weeks.
Yes, he has. He's an aggressive driver. He's not afraid to make a move as he makes the dive to the bottom right now on Hemstreet. He wants to lead as we got caution on the speedway. It looks like Brian Ray has spun around on the back straightaway with Willie Blacker, it looks like, involved. Maybe Shipman also.
Oh, let's see what we can do and turn that back to the replay here and see what happened on that incident. Like,
oh, Ray gets clipped by the 88. Just randomly, it looks like.
looks like the 88 thought he was going to tag the wall there, and he just kind of overcorrected and pulled it back in a little too quick.
You see off turn 2 here. That's exactly it, yeah. And Ray just, unfortunately, an innocent bystander. Nice job by Pops to miss. All around that wreck, but the Kelly Blue Book truck involved in the incident. Shipman does a nice job stopping and going around it. But caution number 1 on the speedway.
I tell you what, that's a tough break there this early in the race here to have an incident like that to happen. Willie has gotten a lot better here lately. He's got to really focus on that a little bit, so we definitely got to get on him about some things like that.
You see the bubble ball truck out in front here in the 69. And let's see if he comes to pit road here. Probably not going to after 2 laps, but I think this might be a good opportunity. We're going to have a quickie yellow probably here, Rick. Let's get him straight here. Last week's winner. Let's talk to him for a second. What do you think?
All right, let me see what I can do. Let me find him. We pull him up into the booth here. Corbin Hemstreet, Rick Donathan, Chris Scott up in the booth. Got a copy.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Corbin, well, you're coming off a win last week. Your first career start. Here you are starting second. You're now up in the lead here after 3 laps. How's the truck feeling to go 2 for 2 tonight?
Man, it wasn't a long enough run to really tell you how it's feeling, but just off that first lap felt pretty good. I really, 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 really like Michigan. This is one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, it's been a great start for the race. Talk about the fuel mileage a little bit here. I know with the 75% fuel that we run here at Xtreme Motorsports, I'm doing the math here in my head. It should be about 30 laps on a tank of fuel. Should be about a 2-stopper, it looks like.
You're actually, you've thought this through a little more than I have so far. I haven't got that far yet.
Well, glad to be able to help you a little bit as a crew chief, I guess. But wish you the best of luck. Rick, you got anything for Corbin?
Corbin, wish you the best of luck out there. I tell you, now you look up in your rearview mirror there, see Mr. Daniel Eberhardt. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's not just Eberhard. There's a lot of really great guys lined up behind me, guys I've raced with a lot, so I know they'll become, especially here at Michigan, leaders seems like can't get down the straightaway quite as fast, so it's going to be a great battle all night long, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you keep this bubble ball Boomtown Sim Chevy up front, but we'll see.
All right, well, I tell you what, we're going to wish you the best of luck and put you back down in the booth, see if we can't get a hold of Daniel Eberhardt.
Appreciate it, guys.
Corbin Hemstreet,
Right,
your leader right now. We're going to get Eberhardt.
Yep, let me get some buttons here assigned, I guess you could say. All right, let's see if we can grab a hold of Eberhardt. Daniel Eberhardt, Rick Donathan, Chris Scala up in the booth. Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Daniel, I tell you what, we're sitting back up here in the booth watching here. Just talked to Corbin up there in the 69. You're running second there. What's your thoughts right now?
Saving fuel, that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Saving fuel. Now, have you got what it's going to take to be the first man across the start and finish line today on that last lap?
Depends on if luck plays in our hands today. They ain't had the luck all season, but...
All right. Chris, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I was going to say you got a couple wins so far in the season, Daniel, and I know you're doing your climb here into the point standings a little bit. Talk about what you need to do here in the next 4 races to have a shot at the championship.
Probably win the next 3 and then go into Homestead and hope for a good finish, because that's my struggle track.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Daniel. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Daniel Eberhardt there in the number 13 truck is we still haven't got one to go. I thought we'd have a quickie yellow here, but it looks like we're not going to have a quickie yellow. But Rick, let's talk a little bit about the future here at Xtreme Motorsports 99. Of course, tonight the last truck broadcast we're going to have here because we get the transfer over to Thursday, starting next Thursday. You mentioned that Charlotte race. We're going to have that race here on For Races Only TV. We're going to jump over and hit some Xfinity Series races. As a matter of fact, we're going to have the next 3 Thursdays after next Thursday. all the way through the conclusion of the season at the end of March.
Absolutely. We're looking at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's going to be in the next race on the 19th. And, of course, we're going to have Texas March the 26th. And looks like we're going to do the finale here, Chris, Homestead, which will be the last race on April the 2nd. So we got lots of races in store for you folks out there. We're going to be bringing in our Cup Series for next season. We're taking the top 20 guys. We've already contacted some. Some has already made the roster. Unfortunately, there are a few that did not make it. And then soon, Chris, we will be starting a K&N series because we will eventually get to a point where these guys are actually going to do some driver development, bring in some guys, teach them a few things, and take them under the wing, so to speak.
All right.
Bring these guys alive.
A series for me. I like it. I like how you look out for people, Rick. So
yeah, I hear you.
Has the Gen 6 series, the Cup Series, had a decision yet on date or night of race?
I believe we're going to be moving that to Thursdays. We're probably going to end up moving our Truck Series over to Tuesdays and our Xfinity on Wednesdays.
There you go. That should be a lot of fun.
Switching some things up.
Absolutely.
Yep. We're about to go back to green.
Yes, we are. Pace car going to go off here at lap number 6. We'll go back to racing. Corbin Hemstreet, Daniel Eberhardt, Nicholas Orth, Nate Trito, and Kevin Ford. Your top 5 as the birds are flying there in turn 4, and we're back to racing at Michigan. That's good. Let's hope we can get these guys into a rhythm now and get them settled in. And I know we've been a pretty good, knock on wood here, a pretty good omen for the guys. A pretty good omen for the guys here when we stream the races. We've only had 1 combined caution so far in 3 races.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, these guys, once they get going and they get focused here, let things kind of relax out, Chris, we'll see a lot of green flag racing. I don't want to jinx us by saying that, but we just ran a race last night, Xfinity. I believe there was a total of 30-car field. We done 100 laps at Chicagoland. 0 cautions.
Wow. Lead change.
Phenomenal race.
Lead change number 1. Eberhardt at the lead. Takes the lead, I should say. And yeah, Chicagoland, that's a fun track to race, especially when you can get a caution-free race in there. But yeah, Eberhardt moves to the front now. Zorth moves up to 3rd. Trito there in 4th. Is there 3 wide mid-pack?
Scattering around a little bit back there toward mid-pack, about right there where Chad Osborne is. Chad Osborne running 7th place right now. Got a little bit of a battle there, as you can see. The 77 of Brent Sturgeon out there on his outside, looking on the outside. Don't know if he's going to be able to make the pass on the straightaway.
And you see Hemstreet back to the bottom. Looking for the lead there, was not able to lead the lap. Eberhardt leads that one again as they go down to turn 1.
Those guys keep going back and forth like that. The field is just going to stack up here. Those guys are going to end up burning their tires up. As you can see, Hemstreet gets a little sideways coming out of turn 2.
Great save there by Hemstreet, as that's going to give Eberhardt the lead. Now Nicholas Orth going to take it to the outside with Trito, Ford, and about 30 other hounds ready to make a move here for the lead. That's what Michigan's all about. The draft here at Michigan does play a role.
Absolutely, and I tell you, I saw one of the viewers over there talking about Kevin Ford. Kevin Ford right now running 5th and looking to make his way up there. Kevin definitely is due for a win here in our Truck Series. As some of the viewers out there may know or may not know, Kevin Ford ranks, I believe, 2nd in the world in iRacing as far as the Road Series. We did just start a Road Series, and Kevin Ford is our main admin over that Road Series, which is on Monday nights. That series starts next Monday on the 16th, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So anxious to see that get started, and he's brought a few other guys over with him too, Chris.
That's awesome, as we see the battle for the lead picking up again. But yeah, Kevin, we actually ran the 24-hour race Daytona a few weeks ago. Me and some friends of mine, Steve Dixon being one there, Crash Out Steve. I had actually talked to Kevin about joining us. Unfortunately, he had some other things he had to do, but that would have been really cool to have somebody like him with us so that we could learn, especially somebody like me who doesn't know how to turn right often unless it's trying to save a truck. Then, they get the lessons on how to drive a road course properly.
Hey, what? Looking back up here at the front, M Street up there on the outside may have scrubbed the wall just a little bit coming out of 4 there. Daniel just really sticking it in there, making him work for that first place. And you got 27 of Nicholas Orr just kind of hanging out, just watching these guys back there. Not sure. Hem Street may have a little bit of damage on the outside.
Yeah, I'm trying to check that right side. Not able to see it too much there, but what a great battle this has been up here at the front. You got some other trucks like Trito. You got Ford. Sizemore's up there having a good run in 6th. He is trying to find his way to the front. You see the packs starting to separate out into 3 different packs pretty much now. As we ride on the roof of Nicholas Ort down into turn 3, right here about a half second or so behind that battle for the lead is Hem Street and Eberhard are like, I want it, no, I want it, no, I want it, no, I want it. It's a game they're playing here. It's almost like Finding Nemo. Mine, 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 mine.
Well, I tell you what, Chris, I know there was a brief period of silence there, but I'm just taking a look through the field here. We have got battles everywhere right now out on the track. Looking at number, I believe it's going to be the number 30 of Tyler Hare. Got a group of guys back here that's just battling for position of 12th and 13th place. We've got William Long, Zachary Kaiser, those guys battling it out. Stefan Brunel, Everett Lane, those guys battling it out. We've got racing going on everywhere out here on this track.
Yeah, it's pretty much 13th through 19th right here in this picture. As you mentioned, they're side by side here. The 12 of William Long there on the outside going to get a good run. The 30's going to scrape the wall. Everybody's in the wall. They got a scatter. Lane does a great job avoiding it. And wow. It looks like that's, was that Blackman that got the wall or Brunel?
I believe that's going to be Stephen Brunel that collected on that wall there on the backstretch.
Yeah, a lot of trucks hitting the wall there, but everybody doing a good job sorting it out and keeping the caution from coming out. Meanwhile, back up front, Eberhard continues to lead this race. And
but I tell you what, that's the longest I've ever seen these guys battling it out up there and stand within a truck length from each other, just going back and forth, back and forth. Nicholas Orr still sitting in 3rd spot there, still hadn't tried to make any type of move or anything, just kind of sit back and watching. As you can see, Darren Sizemore has already moved up to 4th, was running in 6th earlier, but now he's moved up to 4th position.
And he's done a great job here so far this evening. Sizemore, I know he's had his struggles so far in the series, but he has done great. And is doing great again tonight. As you see now, Hem Street has fallen back into the clutches of Nicholas Orr for 2nd. He gets in line and stays single file. Meanwhile, here comes Sizemore looking for 3rd.
Sizemore looking on the inside of Nicholas Orr there. Going to try to make a run coming off of 2 there. Looking, but peeks it right back in, gets right in behind Orth. Looks like Eberhardt's going to kind of expand that lead out there, maybe by 2 truck lengths, which I think that's the most I've seen so far since we've dropped the green.
Everybody else within about a 10th or 2 of each other as they race here all the way back. And I say that as Sizemore goes side by side with Orth for 3rd. And they're going to get back to single file. Orth with a little bit of a chop there, but perfectly clean. And some great racing here at Michigan. 17 laps out of the 85 complete.
Absolutely. And Sizemore still looking on the inside, keeps peeking on the inside of Orth there. Just don't have enough to get by him. He's getting good runs and getting good runs coming off the corners there, but looks like Orth kind of expanding it out a little bit, and we got a caution.
Yep, caution out for the 2nd time. It appears to be Brian Ray again. Oh, the 2's involved, it looks like. The 43, Kenny Baum is in it. It might be Jeffrey Creek, actually, that's in this wreck. The 42, nope, he's going to make it through. But 2nd caution out, unfortunately, Brian Ray involved in both of them.
Oh, taking a look at the replay here, it looks like, man, I tell you. Looks like that 79 got into the wall. The 25 of Doug Blackman tried to check up, and once he checked up, the 43 of Matt Clifton had nowhere to go, and it just all unfolded from there, Chris. Tough break there for Doug Blackman. I know he wanted to get a good run here this evening.
Definitely a tough break there. Blackman likely has another reset there, but I know Brian Ray out of the one reset. I think he's used both now. So unfortunately, he's going to be involved in this. Kenny Baum, as you mentioned, the winner a couple weeks ago at Texas, I believe he won that race. He's going to be involved in this one also there in at number 2. So trucks going to have to go to work, and the pit crew members have to get the chainsaws out, or whatever they use. Hammers,
Absolutely.
different items.
Tell you what, while we're under caution here, let's see if we can get in touch with the old Kevin Ford. Kevin Ford, Rick Donathan, Chris Scala up in the booth. Have you got a copy?
Yes, I sure do, Rick. How are you tonight, buddy?
Fantastic. I know you're probably getting ready to go down and try to get in for your pit there. Just wanted to see how the truck is running for you here this evening.
It's actually holding up very well. The guys worked on it quite a bit the last couple of days, and they got it dialed in real nice. It's real flat, entering nice. Center off feels great, so I think we're good to go tonight.
Fantastic. I tell you what, Big Barry 11, I believe, has made some comments over here. It was able to talk to you there and really remembers you. Anything you want to say for some of these folks out here watching?
Well, I just want to give a big thanks to Motorsports99.com for putting on the event tonight. Thanks for the broadcast, guys, and I just want to say hi to my mom out there.
Fantastic. That's nice. And I tell you what, we wish you the best of luck out there. And you got what it's going to take underneath the hood of that Chevrolet out there to get up front?
Well, we sure hope so. We're feeling pretty confident, just trying to ride along here in that top 5 or 6 and ride it out till the end.
All righty. Good luck there, Kevin.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it.
And Kevin Ford looks like going to come out in the 13th position because we've had some people stay out. William Amaker has stayed out. He's going to get himself a bonus point if he stays out here and see if he pits or not. But Brian Ray has stayed out so far. Creek, Shipman, Coveney all have stayed out. And Daniel Eberhardt wins the race off pit road. We did have some 2-tire people. Chrysler taking 2 and Ryan Libby taking 2 just to try to gain some track position. I say that the rest of them come down pit road, so that should transfer everybody back and everything back to, looks like Brian Coveney will be the leader.
And Coveney, haven't seen him up front a whole lot this season. Had some bad luck. But tell you what, one other guy we need to get in the booth here, Chris, you need to talk to is a Darren Sizemore. Let me see if I can get in touch with him. He's been definitely making some leadway here this evening. If I can find him right quick.
Hello?
Hello, Darren Sizemore. Chris Scala and Rick Donathan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Well, you're having a great run so far in the 4th. You were in 4th, I should say, before that caution came out. Battling for 3rd. Looks like you're going to be 6th on the restart. Good to see the 97 up front.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is going to be a good race, boys. I think we can take it home.
Are you worried about any pit road? All right, I'll let that go. Talk about how the truck's been so far. I'm just kidding.
She's a little bit tight, but we'll be doing okay.
Nice. Well, you're doing a great job out there, and all jokes aside, looks like it's good to see you up front, and hopefully we'll see that 97 maybe in victory lane here in about 65 laps.
I hope so. Let's get that first win.
All right, Darren. Well, good luck. Rick, you got anything?
I just want to wish you the best of luck out there, Darren. Looking good. I saw you peeking under Orth there a couple of times, not able to make the pass, but patience is the key here, and I'm sure that you're going to do very well here this evening.
Thank you, guys.
Darren Sizemore going to restart in the 6th position. We should get one to go this time by. Brian Coveney going to stay out. Now, Rick, I want to bring this solution to you here because we might have fuel mileage coming into play here because, I just said because 3 times in one sentence. We have 65 laps to go right now. Usually you can go 40 to 42 laps on a tank of fuel normal. You got 75% fuel. Let's take the 40, select quarter off, it's about 30. 30 to 32 laps. Do the math. We're right at the end on one pit stop here.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you can pull the pencil out and you scratch it out however you want to. It's just too close to call, Chris. Especially if we go green the rest of the way here. Now you've got to consider if someone's been up front leading the race, of course they're going to get more wind. That's going to cause them to use more fuel. And if a guy's riding behind him, he's going to catch the draft a little bit and not use as much fuel. So it's definitely going to throw a lot of strategy in there to try to make the distance from this point on.
We'll have to see what happens here. Michigan is very notorious for having fuel mileage involved. So let's see what happens here as we'll get ready to go back racing here at lap number 21 out of 85 here in Xtreme Motorsports 99.com Truck Series. And a reminder, you can go to XtremeMotorsports99.com, check out their website and all the great racing. You heard Rick talk about the K&N Series, the Road Series coming up on Monday, and then the Trucks and Nationwide and Cup Series coming up. As pace cars off, Company going to start on the outside. He is your leader. He did not pit. Or if he did, he took 2 tires. Either way, we're green.
Now, Chris, which one was you in question as far as what they did? I can look up the data here and see what he may have took.
I believe
Who
it's
are you talking
Company.
about?
I'm looking up at my ticker here, and I said on my screen, and it says 8.2, so I'm thinking he did stop for 2 tires there. But they are back to racing. Eberhardt going to get the lead really quick as Corbin Hemstreet going to go to second underneath of the 21 at Company, the 27 down below down Nicholas Orth. You see Zach Chrysler into the picture here. He took 2 tires on his pit stop, so some of these guys making these 2 tires work early.
Well, you know, we were talking to Darren earlier, and he said that the car was a little tight. Now, if these guys take 2 tires, that's going to loosen the truck up a little bit, hopefully to allow these guys to turn a little bit more in the corners. The only unfortunate thing is about that is the guys that took 4 tires are able to get around those guys a whole lot faster through the corner once those tires start heating up.
One truck up in the wall hard. I think that's Sturgeon in the 77. It's an orange truck that's stuck up there.
Trying to take a look back at that, Chris.
It is not Sturgeon, I can tell you that. It's Tritos, who it is.
Oh, Nate Trito got way up in that wall there. Lord have mercy. Tell you what, that's another one that's had he's had some good
Oh, and
runs this
Eberhardt's up in
season.
the wall. Oh, Hemstreet's spinning. Here we go. This could be big.
Caution is out.
And I don't think anyone else is in it.
Oh, looks like Hemstreet may have got into the back of Eberhardt just a little too hard there as they was getting ready to go into one, causing the 27 of Orth to basically spin out Hemstreet.
Well, I think actually if you look ahead there from the front view, you'll see Eberhardt actually gets in the wall. And that's what makes Hemstreet get up in the back of him. But still a tough break here. But you know what? Hell of a job by all the drivers. This could have been huge, and it turns into a 2-truck wreck, really.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's excellent driving out there for those guys, and definitely being up on the wheel, paying attention on what's going on out there. I tell you, that's a big incident there for Corbin Hemstreet, especially with Daniel Eberhardt leading the race. Now, I tell you, him and Hemstreet has looked really strong so far. Wondering if Orth is going to have enough there to maybe even get past Eberhardt. So far, Hemstreet and Eberhardt has showed nothing but pure muscle so far. I haven't seen anybody, Chris, that might be able to get around these guys so far.
And it's been all about the track position, too. And when they're 2 wide, nobody really wants to get 3 wide, so everybody's pretty much just kind of holding their lines there, and that's where I think it's been able to have Eberhardt and Hemstreet hold the lead there. Now, look at the rear of the 13. It does have some damage there where it says Realtree, so very interesting here. Interesting with the damage.
Tell you what, looking out there on the track, another guy up there making a leadway. Ryan Libby sitting in 5th position. Let's talk to Brent Sturgeon. Well, let me see if we can find him over here in the booth, and see if we can find him down here on pit road. I'm looking for him, Chris.
No, that's fine. As we try to get Brent Sturgeon, Brent running out in the 6th position right now, as the 3rd caution is out on the track. Unfortunately, the caution's up on the ticker. I just had to reset it real quick. Is going to be off now because of the It says one caution, but there's actually the third caution of the night here at the Michigan Speedway here at lap 26.
Yes, Brent Sturgeon is Rick Donaldson, Chris Scala up in the booth. Have you got a copy?
Got a copy, Rick.
Fantastic. Well, tell you what, looking pretty good out there. Tell us a little bit about what you saw there. Took place down there in turn 1.
It's crazy, man. I just seen 2 trucks going sideways, and I thought for sure I was going to get tangled up in it, but I got lucky and went on through.
I'll tell you what, running in 6th position right now, you definitely got a lot to get by up there in that top 5. Those guys have showed a lot of muscle here today. Darren Sizemore going to be in your rearview mirror. Kevin Ford, Tyler Hare, those are guys that are real strong as well. How's your truck running?
The truck's running pretty good. You know, I don't know if I have anything for the guys up front. I'm going to give it a heck of a shot, though. But I just feel like I'm a little tight. But we'll just see how it goes.
All right. Well, I tell you, I got a message from you earlier. I know there's some family out there watching. Anything you want to say to them out there?
Yeah, I'd give a shout out to my mom and dad, and just want to say hi.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, we wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you can come across the finish line in first here this evening, Brent.
I hope so too, Rick. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
That is Brent Sturgeon there. He'll be in the 6th position here on the restart. This will likely got 2 to go right there, so we'll probably go green here at lap number 29. So next week, Chicagoland Speedway for the trucks, Rick. And as most of the viewers know, in case they don't, we do stream every race here on For Races Only TV. However, when I'm not here doing the race with you in the booth, we're on board my truck running in the race. So last week we were at Kentucky, and of course next week in Chicago I'll be in the truck again, and I'll be looks like I'll probably actually be my first race. Actually be my first race in the new truck will be next Wednesday, so should be a fun one.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, now how are you feeling about that track next Wednesday?
Every time I've said I felt good about something, something's happened. So it's Chicagoland. We'll see what happens.
Well, you've always been a tough competitor at Kentucky. I can vouch for you on that. But tell you what, talking about competition and being tough, these drivers, I tell you, they have been something else this season. Since Xtreme Motorsports got established back in December, started this thing, and the guys that we have got into this league here is just, I couldn't be any more proud, Chris. Great group of guys, great sportsmanship, and I tell you, the competition is just tough. Wow, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's a great group of guys. I've enjoyed talking to them on TeamSpeak and stuff. I know some of them came over and ran to 500 a couple of weeks ago, and we ran that. And it's been a joy to get to know these guys. And I know some of them I've ran in other leagues and stuff with, and so I know a few of them. But just to kind of sit there and see everybody talking to each other and joking around, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, that's what we're here for. Have a good time, have a lot of fun. But talking about fun, Eberhardt's going to have his hands full because these guys have reeled him back in. They know what they're dealing with. Orth is going to be up there. He's definitely going to. I believe Orth is going to want to lead some laps here this evening, and we may very well see him lead some laps here.
Well, it could be interesting to see what happens here with Eberhardt's truck, because he did have the damage from the right side being in the wall, and then he got hit in the rear by Hemstreet, and you see the dent there on the back of the real tree part on his truck. So that truck might be a little tighter than it already is. So this could be a great shot for somebody like Orth or Chrysler or Coveney or Sturgeon even there to make a move here and get this lead real quickly.
I'll tell you what, pace car is getting ready to leave the track here. These guys are starting to get tightened up here coming out of turn 4, looking to see that green flag drop. Keep eye on that number 30 truck there, Tyler Hare. I expect to see him start making some moves here before too long.
And here we go. As you mentioned, pace car is going to pull off, and we're actually going to do something kind of different this time around. We're going to jump on the top of the roof of the 32 truck of Kevin Ford as we go back to racing here, lap number 28 here at the Michigan Speedway.
Roof cam, roof cam.
You see Eberhardt pulls out to a pretty lead. Oh, hit the wall! Here we go! That's ugly.
That is, wow. He went pretty airborne there.
Nicholas
Back and watch a
Orth.
replay.
Yeah, Orth goes around. I think Blacker's getting a piece of it maybe. That was not pretty.
Wow.
That there is called the hook.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm trying to rewind here and find Orth on the track here.
Well, we'll see if Orth is okay.
Well, it looks like Coveney may have got into the right rear, causing Orth to basically, just like you said, kind of hook back up toward the wall.
And 69 Hemstreet's in this one too, so he's going to have some damage. You saw Hemstreet come towards the camera there and involved in the incident.
It was Nicholas Orth took a ride up. He got that truck pretty airborne.
No kidding. And you know what that means. When it's a Racers Only TV tradition here, Rick. Anytime we have a truck go flying, we go on board that truck and watch them fly. So we're going to go on board the 27 at Nicholas Orth, and let's enjoy the ride. If you have a squeamish stomach, you might want to turn away. So we can officially put a durability check box next to the roof camera on the 27.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Big wreck there for the 27. Tough break, but caution out for the fourth time this evening after that big wreck. So, Rick, I noticed some people have asking in the chat about the point standing, so I want to go ahead and go over that. As a matter of fact, that was your point leader right there that just went for that ride.
Yes.
Nicholas Orth leading by 17 over Jeffrey Creek. Darren Sizemore 38 back, Chrysler 41 back, and William Amaker 44 back, and we got 4 races left. Trying to go off the top of my head here. Chicago next week, Phoenix the following week, and Homestead to finish it out.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, that's going to hurt Orth there in the points lead here. Definitely need to see if he's going to end up getting back out on the track. Creek only 17 points behind him now. I think as of right now, if Orth ends up going out, I don't think that's still going to give Jeff enough points to catch up, and it could be. Definitely won't know. Jeff's going to have to definitely finish at least 10th or higher to maybe even gain the points lead, and he very well could do.
Well, here's what we got right now. Orth is in 30th. Creek is 24th right now, so Creek would actually gain 6 points. I believe you guys go by the 1 point per position, I believe?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be 6 points gained. So it'd be 11 points right now. So if Creek can get up there in the top 10 at the finish, as you mentioned, he should have a pretty good lead, actually.
Yes, he should be able to maybe clinch the lead here with this race. Now, the unfortunate thing about Chris, about Jeff, now he is in the United States Air Force, and he knows that he's not going to be able to make all the races, but I tell you what, he's done a phenomenal job to be in the position that he's in right now, and I think he's only missed maybe 1 or 2 races, but Creek definitely fast. Oh, it looks like Orth may be a little bit hot-headed right now, a little bit came out of the pits there, just got it all sideways. He's got to get calmed down. He's definitely got to get calmed down.
Oh, I've done that one once or twice before, so tough break there for the 27, but he'll shake it off, as they say, but he will looks like he'll be 2 laps down as they come out of pit road, and if he beat the pace car out, which he's driving up to the front here, he might actually gain. Yes, he's going to go to 1 lap down now, so he's still got a chance here. If he can stay out of another incident, if another one happens, and then get back on this lead lap, he'll have a chance.
Well, it definitely looks like the pit crew did a phenomenal job on his truck there and got him all fixed back up. Chris, just to let you know now, a lot of these guys over here over in the chat channel, they're dying for that crank it up. So maybe that's something we need to open up when we get ready to go back green flag racing.
I would
here.
love to. Unfortunately, we only have that for limited tracks, and this is not one of those tracks that has the wide open feature, unfortunately. So the guy that I worked with, Douglas Beard, who's a great friend of mine who's worked on these cameras, some of them he was not able to do the crank it up wide open feature that we like to do on Racers Only TV. So unfortunately tonight, guys, I can't I can offer it, but it wouldn't be in the best fashion as usual.
Oh, well, anyways, back up to the front up here. Daniel Everhart still leading the pack. Zach Kreiser going to be on his outside up there. Libby up to third position now, and Darren Sizemore still kind of maintaining that fifth position. Brent Sturgeon there in fourth. I believe he gained about 3 spots since the last time we talked to him, Chris. Know that he's definitely looking for a win.
Yeah, he is. Sturgeon, it'd be good to see him get up there to victory lane. A lot of names up here who haven't been in victory lane yet. I know Chrysler's won. Sturgeon, as a matter of fact, all the way down to Welzenbach in ninth. I believe Welson's won a race or two this year. So the top 8, 7 out of the top 8 have not won a race yet this season here in Xtreme Motorsports 99. Now, I do want to say one thing to the listeners who or viewers who are watching here, that next week at Charlotte I definitely would watch, because I do have those features there, and Charlotte will be fun with the Xfinity cars.
Absolutely. Charlotte is going to be a fun race for next week.
But as for now, we'll get ready to go back to racing. We'll have just over 50 laps to go. We've had 4 cautions so far. We've had 5 lead changes. And we've had 1 dominant driver pretty much. Daniel Eberhardt leading 22 of the 33 laps here this evening. And let's see if that 13 car can truck can work his way to victory lane, Rick, as we get ready to go back racing here off turn 4.
Eyes are up on the steering wheel there. Everhart took the outside lane there, Chris. Pace car off the track. Green, green, green. Here we go.
Oh, and Kevin Ford's in the wall. Spun the tires, I'm thinking.
I believe he did. Green flag is still out.
Oh, man, we got a smorgasbord in the middle. That's right, I used that word on the air.
Yes, I just went back and looked at the replay. Ford just spun the tires there on the restart. He lost about 3 or 4 positions, but was able to get the truck corrected and get back going. I tell you, that could have been ugly. I'm going to tell you what, Chris, a lot of things we've had to happen on the track today. We have really got a lot of guys that's really paying close attention on what's going on. A lot of incidents that really could have took a lot of people out here today has ended up just being 1 or 2 car incidents.
Absolutely.
Which could have been an 8 or 10 car pile up.
I agree 100%. As Kenny Baum coming to pit road, an unscheduled pit stop for the number 2, so we'll have to see what's going on there. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Drivers are very alert tonight, doing a great job of staying out of the instance. You go back to that Corbin Hinge Street wreck, running second, spins in front of the field, and no one else gets in it.
Yes.
Battle for second. Ryan Libby in the KFC truck, making me hungry, going to take second.
Yes, Libby. I was about to say Libby looking on the inside. Takes it away from Zach Kreiser there. But I tell you, Everhart just trying to stretch that lead way on out. I tell you, he has been hot to trot here in the last couple of weeks and some of the racing that's been going on at Xtreme. And I tell you, he has really got to be a very fast driver. Very fast driver.
Now, this kind of track, I don't know if it's going to be possible for Everhart to get away, because you got this draft and the way they're able to suck up to these trucks. Oh, it's contact. One truck heading for the infield. Nice save. That's Sturgeon, I believe, in the 77. He's got some heavy right front damage now. He's sticking his right fist out the window right now.
Him and Kreiser got into it there on the backstretch, but he was able to hang on to it there, Chris. Good driving by Sturgeon.
It was a great job. You see Libby is cleared for second. You've got the 21 now up to third. Actually, correction. Tyler Herr up to third. That 30 looks just like the 21. Way to confuse me. But the 30 has worked his way up to third.
I told you earlier, watch out for that number 30, Tyler Herr. He won Chicagoland yesterday in Xfinity Series. He is on a mission. Sizemore looking on the inside of Kreiser back there, wanting to take over that looks like 4th place position, and he has. He went on the inside. Kreiser maybe have a lot of damage from that incident between him and Brent Sturgeon, Chris.
Well, also remember he's on 2 tires from that last pit stop too, and that could be hurting him. But Sizemore goes by. You see Welzenbach trying to get a run, and into the picture, the 99 of Justin Walters. Haven't said his name all night. Walters, you got Chad Osborne, all right there in the top 7. I want to jump back here. Matt Clifton in a battle with Stefan Brunel. as Pops knocks the wall down. But Brunel and Clifton back here battling. Kevin Ford has shook off his little spinning of the tires. He's back here with the 31 of Douglas Hess. This is 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th position.
Taking a look back here in 19th position, Corbin Hemstreet looking on the inside of Doug Blackman. And I tell you, I know he's got some damage done to that truck there, but I'm not quite sure how much damage he's got. Doesn't look as fast as he has been, but, it's kind of hard to say.
Looks like actually Ricky used his reset there because he had damage on the left front of his truck on that last caution, and his truck is clean now. So I think he used a reset there.
But we don't call it reset, Chris. We call it backup.
Backup, resets,
backup.
thingamajigs.
His backup truck.
His backup
truck off the hauler.
Which, if you remember, part of the new build that came out today, that is now an optional use.
Yes, something that these guys have been asking for quite some time is being able to use that reset whenever they need to use that reset. So I am so glad that iRacing has implemented that. Those guys over at iRacing are doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, that's definitely a great move on their part. So Corbin used his backup truck and brought it out. I quoted that, by the way. And he is doing a great job, working his way up to the field. He's inside of Kevin Ford for the 18th position. But we look up front here. Your top three have stretched it as we got a line of trucks battling for fourth.
Tell you what, I think today, Chris, my money is going to be on Darren Sizemore. He is having a phenomenal race here today. The last couple races, I've actually been out on the track with him. He and I have been going head-to-head, toe-to-toe, corner after corner, and he has been on the ball here in the last couple weeks in his racing. And he is very, very due for a win here pretty soon. Today might be his day.
It could be. The problem is he's stuck right now in a mess with Chrysler, with Welzenbach, and with the 24 of Chad Osborne here in the middle of this pack. In the front, the leaders are pulling away. They've got 2.5 seconds already as they lined up in the draft. These guys are side by side. That's going to allow the leaders just to pull away.
Eberhard could end up winning this race here today. Not quite sure, but I tell you what, he's definitely got the skill to do it, but there's a lot of drivers in that rearview mirror that all it takes is one mess up, and they're going to clinch in on that mess up.
And that's exactly it. And you see he's got 0.3 of a second on Ryan Libby. Tyler Herr about 0.4 back, and it's 2.5 back to this whole pack here of about 5 different trucks. And then after that, you got about 3 seconds back to another couple of trucks here. Brent Sturgeon, Jeff Martin. We haven't mentioned his name all night. Jeff had a good run at Kentucky last week. I know that because him and I battled the whole race. Sturgeon was there. You got Trito, who's working his way back up. Mike Schrader, haven't said his name all night. So some great racing everywhere.
Hey, Mike Schrader's a new member here.
Oh, we got one truck in the grass. Sorry, Rick.
Oh,
trying to see who it is. I think it's Brunel.
Stefan Brunel, our Canadian from Canada that speaks French.
And we got caution on the track now. As
we got a big incident on the back stretch over here.
looking for it. Oh, there we go. Wow, one truck hard in the wall there. That's Wee Wee, Jonathan Shipman. No, it's the 14 of Martin. I just praised him, and I gave him the kiss of death. It's official.
Oh,
Kiss of death.
looking back there, Kreiser got turned by Walters coming out of 3 there. Walters looks like his truck may have just slid up there and just tagged the left rear corner of Kreiser, causing Kreiser to hit the wall there, Chris.
Oh, it almost makes you wonder if Kreiser was adjusting to the 29. That was another truck goes flying. 97 involved the 12s in it. Kevin Ford with heavy damage. And another truck back there with the Darrell Walter Trivia paint going to be involved. Didn't see who that was. But another caution.
And did you say the 97 was involved? I'm looking at him right now and don't see any damage.
No, I don't think it was the 97.
That's going to be Darren Sizemore.
No, it wasn't Sizemore.
Okay. You said 97. I was looking for the 97. I thought that was Darren.
However, Sturgeon is involved, the 77. But Jeff Martin is nominated for the ride of the night alongside with Orth. Let's watch him in the 14 go for a ride here. Let's see who else is involved. Yeah, I see Ford is involved there. The 12 involved. Everybody else scattering around and missing it. Doing a great job. But yet again, caution out on the speedway, unfortunately, as we got pit stops happening here.
Well, definitely going to see. What do you think? 2 tires or 4 tires, Chris?
I go 4. I think you need to go 4 right here. I mean, you could see some 2 tires.
Hey, what track position is going to mean a lot here. As long as you get a lot of fuel squeezed in that gas tank there, you'll have enough to make it. Should have enough to make it the rest of the way.
Looks like most people on 4 tires. Tyler Herr going to win the race off pit road. Ryan Libby, Daniel Eberhardt. And we did have a 2-tire guy, is Corbin Hemstreet, going to come out in the 7th spot, it looks like. I did not get a chance to see who went through the grass there, unfortunately, either. So, unfortunate there. But it looks like the 79, Stefan Brunel, is going to stay out, lead a lap. He'll get a bonus point here if he can cross the start-finish line. But Tyler Herr looks like he'll be the leader on the restart.
Tyler Herr up there, yep, like we said earlier, watch out for that number 30 truck up there. Those guys get the wave around. I believe you're right, Chris. Tyler's going to be up there in the lead. Ryan Libby up there going to be right on the outside of the outside. Ryan is getting a good run here today here at Michigan. Good for him. He's had a lot of bad luck, been in a lot of messes, other people's messes. That's what I like to call them. Out here riding the line, just taking your time, being patient, and all of a sudden, boom, you're right there in the middle of somebody else's mess. Man, I tell you, that's enough just to, well, Chris, tell us about it. I believe you've had a couple of those incidents.
You had to remind me, didn't you? Yeah, I've been in a few, and unfortunately, I've been involved in some that I've created. And I look back and see about 15 trucks, and I'm like, how do I say I'm sorry to this one? Yeah, it's just unfortunate deals that happen in racing, so... but it is
especially when they're on pit road, especially.
Yeah, I had to bring that up.
I don't know what made me think of that.
No, I'm not bitter. 5th caution out on the speedway here at Michigan. As I mentioned, tomorrow night you guys are in action again. Let's talk about you for a second here. Rick Donathan, how's the B-Car Xfinity Series treating you?
You know what? I've actually met with some guys. I put my sim rig up for sale. Had a guy to contact me on iRacing, said, nice rig. You live about 20 minutes away from me. We need to get together. And that guy was Mike Schrader. Mike Schrader went over and met with him. This guy has got a sim experience rig in his dining room that has the motion sensors, the seat moves, the whole cockpit moves. I mean, Chris, I tell you, I was a kid in Candyland. It was just completely amazing to me. But those guys, they came over, looked at my settings that I had up on my steering wheel, and they told me that I was in left field. I'm not even in the ballpark. Made some adjustments, and since then, I think I've been finishing in pretty much top 5, top 10. About pulled off a win at Iowa the other night there, Chris.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that your settings were wrong, but yet you beat me at Iowa in a truck race last season?
Those were the same settings I was using, yes.
Man,
yes.
I suck. Anyways, here you go. Get ready to go back racing. At 39 laps to go, Tyler Herr going to be your leader. Ryan Libby, Chad Osborne, Daniel Eberhardt, Corbin Hemstreet up to 5th. Now, Hemstreet he's actually going to be 6th. He took 2 tires. So the 69 there, who's been fast, he's got some left rear damage there. But he has got a chance here to get himself back up to the front.
Well, I definitely think Ryan Libby has what it takes to run up front. Given the opportunity, I think you may see Ryan Libby lead a few laps here. But I tell you, Eberhardt there in his rearview mirror. Chad Osborne getting a good run here this evening. With the big fan truck there, Chris.
Yeah, we'll call it that. We'll call it that. It's funny because I see the truck. I think it looks like a Buffalo Wild Wings truck, but with the logo and things. But yeah, it's definitely a big fan. We'll call it big sphincter truck.
Yeah, maybe you can get a shot of that for the viewers out there.
It's the 24 right mid-screen there. Yeah, there we go. All right, pace car going to pull off. And we'll go back to racing. 38 laps to go here at the Michigan Speedway. Will they make it on fuel from here? We'll see.
Definitely the gamble that we're going to see here. And Libby looking on the inside there, going to try to push the gas to the floor. Definitely wanting to get up front. Osborne peeking on the inside of Hare there. Definitely a good restart there. Those guys are really bunched up there. It's side by side, door handle to door handle. Tell you what, the race is going to get really tight from this point on. These guys know they got enough gas to get them the rest of the way.
Or do they?
Tires are going to be the factor.
If the viewers were listening earlier when I did the math, they'll know if these drivers can make it to the finish or not on fuel. As you see, Ryan Libby's going to pull out in front. He'll take the lead here off of turn 4. That'll be lead change number 7. The Birds once again flying over there in turn 4. As they come across the start-finish line, Everhart looking to make a move for the lead there. And here comes the 24 of Osborne.
Tell you what, that 69 truck of Corbin Hemstreet's done made his way back up there in about 6th position, 7th position right now. Looking on the outside of Matthew Wazenbach, still trying to make some leadway there.
What Hemstreet needs is about 10 laps and a caution. If he can do that, he can get the pit road. He's got the track position now and get the tires on his truck and be able to compete for the lead. Right now, I don't think he's going to be able to with the 2 tires, but at least he can get this track position and keep it. Then go get the 4 fresh tires. He'll have a chance to get up there in front. As Tyler Hurd goes back to the lead.
But I tell you what, Chris, it's a lot easier said than done because he's got a lot of competition up there in front that he's got to get around. Right now, the 14 of Jeff Martin, I believe, no, that's going to be the 43 of Matt Clifton, is definitely giving him a good run for his money there, side by side as they come out of turn 2 down the straightaway.
Darren Sizemore just hung it out sideways there off of turn 4 as you see Libby going to fall all the way back to about the 4th position. We got 14 different trucks here in this lead pack as Herr starts to kind of stretch it just a little bit off of turn 4. Some great racing here. This is what Michigan brings you with the wide groups. Imagine if we had the new build here.
Now, when you was talking about the new build there, Chris, were you talking about when they're going to start changing up the lines with debris and so forth?
Oh, that would be nice. But, you know, obviously got the new pavement at Michigan that they've run for about 2 or 3 years here, and they haven't had a chance to update the track. So to say, as one truck's in the wall, it's Everett Lane. He's going to get it out of the wall and keep it green here. Good news on his part. But, yeah, with the new track, I mean, the new pavement here at Michigan, we're still on the old one.
Yeah. Tell you what, Sizemore was battling it out with Wazenbach there, but Sizemore was able to pull that off, keep that position, number 5, that P5 position, and looks like now he is zeroing in on Libby there. Definitely going to try to make the way to get himself up there at front. And you heard him earlier. He feels pretty good here. He feels pretty good enough to be able to maybe even win this race. So a lot of eyeballs on that truck there.
Battle for second. Everhart to the outside of Osborne. Power move there by him. And Everhart's going to take the spot away into turn 3. And here comes Libby in the 46.
Libby looking on the outside of Osborne. Osborne still not wanting to give that position up as he's still peeking on the inside of there. Look, maybe he's going to get a run coming out of 4 there, but I believe Everhart's going to maintain that spot, that P2 spot. But I tell you what, Osborne's not giving it up too easy. Osborne's still trying to make leadway on there. But I believe Everhart's going to kind of pull away a little bit there. We'll see what he does when he comes out of turn 2 here, see if he gets a good run.
Everybody's single file here, at least the first 4 trucks. We've seen 5 cautions this evening. You're going to be misled by the 3 up there. It's only because I had to restart the ticker up there. 8 lead changes, 33 laps to go here at the Michigan Speedway. Chris Schuyler, Rick Donathan here on For Racers Only TV. Hopefully you've had a safe and happy Wednesday evening wherever you are watching at. As we got some great racing back here with the 29 of Welzenbach, the 43 of Clifton, the 69 of Hemstreet's here. And this is 5th to about 10th.
Tell you what, taking a look back up here up front, coming out of turn 2, Tyler Haird still with a good lead out there. Everhart closing in on him. Now, I tell you, Haird has already got 1 win under his belt this week. Just like I said earlier, won the race at Chicagoland in Xfinity last night. He's definitely wanting to clutch a win here today here at Michigan. But can Everhart keep that from happening? We'll see here in about 32 more laps.
Yeah, we will. And a lot of time to go still in the $1 million question, that fuel mileage. I personally think that no one's going to make it. That's just me. I've been wrong so many times.
I think you're going to see some cars make it. I don't know. When it comes to the pit strategy, the fuel mileage, and so forth, and I tell you, that's where my knowledge is not the greatest. I kind of go by what some of these other guys are doing out here. I know that when I'm out on the track, if I see them leaders going to pit, then I'm going to go in the pit. If I don't see them going to pit, then I stay out with them. But that's definitely something I've got to work on to kind of get my skill level up to.
You mentioned your buddy 20 miles down the road from you, Mike Schrader, back here battling with the 43 of Matt Clifton. Doug Blackman there in the 13th spot. He's been kind of riding a little bit there and having a good run there on the edge of this little pack for the lead.
Sizemore looks like he's making way there, slowly but surely catching Libby. Oh, he may have just tapped the wall coming out of turn 2 there. We'll find out here in a minute if he just starts slowing down, but it looks like he may have tapped the wall coming out of 2.
Blackman got the wall, I believe, too, there off of turn 2, back in the 13th position. He's going to lose a spot to Walters. And, one name I just thought about, Rick, that I just looked down on the scoring pylon I have here that we haven't said one time tonight. His father's in here watching us, and he's in the 15th position. Normally he's up front all the time. Brad Slaughter Jr. is in 14th now, and we haven't seen him up front at all.
Yeah, Brad got a little bit of a late start. He gave me a call, said that the guys picked him up at the race shop. He's in the hauler. He's on his way. He's hoping to make the race. And I said, well, you got to do what you got to do. So he must have told the truck driver to hammer down, and they finally got it here in the track. Got a late start, got his lap made back up, and, he's out there battling.
And speaking of that Western Auto truck, I said earlier it was a Western Auto truck. I didn't know who was in it. I found it. Brad Slaughter. Awesome DW tribute scheme. I know Pops is out there probably raving about it because he was a big DW fan back in the day. So as we got a lead change, Daniel Eberhardt has gone to the front. And we got, look at this, 2x2 for the lead.
Two side by side for the lead up there as they come out of turn 2. I know Chad Osborne and Ryan Libby love to see those guys battling it out side by side. That's going to slow those guys down a little bit. Those guys can get in a position there, maybe to make them pass underneath Tyler Hare here. Osborne looking on the inside. He's peeking on the inside. Libby wanting to go with him, but not going to be able to make the pass.
And the one thing they didn't want, Eberhardt back to the front as Herr's going to dime back to the bottom himself and go for the lead. 27 to go in Michigan. Looking at lead change number 10 here if he can complete it into turn 1.
Whoa! Tell you what, Eberhardt pulled that truck down right at the nitty-gritty tip top of the bumper of the 32 Hare there. I'm just surprised that we didn't see somebody get spun around there. That was close.
Yeah, cooler heads prevailed there. Now Osborne in the big fan truck, we'll call it. And the big fan looking on the bottom there underneath of her, not going to be able to complete that second place pass. And that's going to allow Eberhardt to drive away just a little bit, stretching that lead.
Oh, Libby looking underneath Osborne there. He may take away that P3 position away from Osborne. And caught Osborne sleeping there on the wheel.
And you know how they say don't wake the sleeping dog? Truck on the move. Look back into 5th position. He just passed Aaron Sizemore. Corbin Hemstreet is up to 5th, looking to go 2 for 2 in the truck series. Yeah, he's on those 2 tires, but you know what? He took his time. He's worked his way through, and now he's only 1.9 seconds back. If he could draft his way up there in this lead pack, he could have a shot.
I tell you what, like Hemstreet said earlier, this is one of his favorite tracks here. I know Hemstreet's probably definitely looking for a caution to come out right now. I tell you, by the time where he's at right now, by the time he catches the 1st through 4th place there, Chris, I don't think he's going to have any tires left.
Which could be true, but you know what? The way the front 4 are battling, they might not have tires either, so we could even out here, but he's doing a great job and running in the top 5 after being involved in some of the incidents.
Absolutely, and I tell you, Eberhardt coming up on lap traffic, it's going to be Willie Blacker there. Staying high, getting out of everybody's way there. Eberhardt's run a smooth race here so far. Made it look pretty easy here this evening.
All right, viewers, you've been watching the race. Let's put our picks out there, please. Who's going to win this race tonight? Is it going to be Eberhard? Is it going to be her? Are we going to see a surprise with fuel mileage? I still think so. Or is it going to be Livy? Is it going to be Osborne? Is Himstreet going to come up there? Anybody could win this race.
Anybody.
How about back here in his second pack? Kevin Ford has moved up to the 7th position. Is Sturgeon a little loose there down the back straightaway?
Hey, what the number 11 of Mike Schrader looking good. May have pushed just a little bit there in the corner. He's got the 77 of Brent Sturgeon right on his back bumper there. So Sturgeon looking to try to take that P10 position away from him.
As you see, the 99 of Justin Walters coming off of pit road. Don't know if that's a scheduled stop or not. That might be.
Yeah, we may start seeing some of these guys that may have not took fuel earlier, or maybe some that's already predicting that they know they can't go the rest of the way. Maybe even thinking like you were thinking earlier, Chris, that you don't think any of these guys can go the rest of the way. If that's the case, no caution comes out. These guys start taking green flag stops as we see Osborne going in for a pit stop.
Yeah, and Walzenbach coming off pit road right now. So pit stops are happening here with 22 laps to go. So we might be in for something here. We might get a surprise. I mean, we could be looking. I'm looking down at the back of the pack here. William Amaker, Jeffrey Creek, Shipman. Those guys down there, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, as you see, just a quick top off for Osborne. They could be the guys going to victory lane here.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I'm still taking a look up here at Ryan Libby. And Libby's doing a phenomenal job up there driving, staying up there with these guys. It's just all about rhythm. All about rhythm. And if these guys lose their rhythm, I believe Libby is going to be right there on top of them.
Libby's done a great job in that KOC truck. Running there in the 3rd position. The way the points are shaping up right now, looking at the 27 of Nicholas Orth, he is back up to 12th, so he is ahead of the 42 of Creek. So right now, Orth would stretch that point lead out a pretty good amount. As a matter of fact, Creek would probably fall down towards Sizemore. But still, Orth looking to put that point lead back out to about 30 or so, which he had it a few weeks ago.
Yep. Orth not looking too bad out there. Chrysler looked like he got his truck fixed. He's out there running pretty good now. Didn't look like they may have brought out the backup there for him after that earlier incident that he had took place. Looks like he's clinching in on Brad Slaughter Jr. there, peeking on the inside as they go into turn 1.
That is a battle for 10th, and I just got in all caps locks over in chat, Rick. It's going to be Slaughter Jr., Chris. That came from Mr. Slaughter, so Dad's always right.
That's right, and I tell you what, old Dad over there is kind of active on Facebook, rooting for his son over there, and that's definitely something we like to see out there. So definitely, I wonder, Chris, if Mr. Slaughter is going to be tuned in here with us.
Don't mean to cut you off, Rick. We got the leaders on pit road. Tyler Herr's in. As I was just showing you guys the top 5. As Herr's on pit road for green flag pit stops. Go ahead and continue.
Well, I was just wondering. I wonder if Mr. Slaughter is going to be tuning in on March the 19th to watch the Xfinity race at Charlotte with Slaughter being sponsored by Custom Vapes.
That could be very interesting. I would hope he is, because you can watch the race right here on For Races Only TV next week, next Thursday.
That's right.
Matt Clifton on pit road also. Let's catch who else is on pit road. It looks like that's it for right now, as Everhart continues to lead us. Oh, one truck, Herr hit the grass over turn 2. He about spun it.
Looks like he's coming off pit road there, and man got it a little bit of sideways, almost lost it. He at least hung on to it, and I think he's going to be fine. That's definitely going to hurt him a little bit in the long run.
Brent Lee bringing his 52 truck. He's on pit road now, as green flag pit stops are happening here with 18 laps to go. I've actually done that before, and when you do that in front of everybody and you bounce into the pack, it sucks. You feel terrible. But, yeah, Everhart about an 1/8 of a second lead over Libby. Sizemore in third, 2.5 back. Douglas Hess 5.9 back and forth. Zach Chrysler 5th. Slaughter up to 6th. Schrader 7th. Brunel 8th. Blackman 9th. Brian Ray up to 10th.
Hey, what now, Chris, let me ask you this. Now, this is where my knowledge is out the window. With all these other guys that's already went under pit, under green, if we stay green the rest of the way, Everhart doesn't have enough gas to get the rest of the way. That's going to put him behind these guys that just took a pit under green.
Potentially here because they're taking tires. I just watched Kevin Ford pit. He's taking tires. Nicholas Orth coming off pit road. He has tires now. These guys on fresher tires are going to gain a lot of time really quickly, and the only thing Everhart's going to be able to do is maybe fuel only when he does his pit stops here.
Tell you what, definitely going to be interesting. I almost think, are we going to see Daniel try to stretch this thing out the rest of the way without going for fuel?
That's going to be tough. Ryan Libby coming off pit road right now. You got Mike Schrader on pit road, I should say.
Aaron Sizemore still out there. He still hadn't took his pit yet.
This is going to get very interesting there. But Everhart now with a 3-second lead over Darren Sizemore, Douglas Hess, Chrysler, Slaughter. Looking back at the first truck who has pit, and that appears to be Chad Osborne in the 24. He is in 13th right now. And to answer your question on Him Street, Corbin took fuel only, I believe, because he was on pit road for a very short time. So Him Street in the 69, fuel only, I believe. And let me correct myself here. I don't know. I believe Osborne has pitted. Yeah, so Osborne right now would be the leader as Everhart comes to pit road now.
If he comes in and takes 4 tires and fuel, or what do you think, Chris? 4 or 2? 2 or 4?
I think you at least get 2. I'm thinking with how much fuel you've lost, maybe 2.
Definitely going to be interesting to see what he takes here. Trying to take a look, and looks like the right side is jacked up there.
And Sizemore slid past his pit stall. He had to back it up a little bit. And 2 tires for
2 tires.
Everhart. Yep. Sizemore back there going to go 2 tires himself.
Douglas Hess up in the lead here. Got, looks like Zach Chrysler trying to battle him. Brad Slaughter's done moved up into 3rd position there. Now, as Brad took his pit stop.
That's a great question. He hasn't yet. He is in 3rd, 6 seconds back. And as I mentioned, Chad Osborne right now still the guy. He actually is ahead of Everhart by about, so I'm looking here, about 1.5 seconds. Osborne is ahead of, as I look at the ticker, in 10th place.
Osborne is in front of Everhart.
Correct. Everhart would be 2nd right now if once all these trucks pit. Now, again, trucks you need to watch. Brad Slaughter, as we just mentioned, he is 1. Brunel could be 1. Blackman could be 1. Some of these guys here, these could be, the winner could come out of this pack. You got Brian Ray in 6th. And it looks like Pops went down pit road too. I was looking over, I was like, he ain't going to try to stay out, is he? He didn't.
Yes. I'm taking a look back here toward the back. Everhart trying to make leadway on Chad Osborne. Osborne's got Walters spaced out between him and Everhart. But tell you what, Osborne's looking good out there. If he hits his marks right, it's going to be hard for Everhart to even catch him.
Well, Walters is actually helping him out with that draft too. So I mean, he is helping Everhart out too a little bit there behind him. But
yes,
it's down to 8-10. So Everhart's going to catch there, and it looks like Libby's going to catch up also. And then right behind them is Corbin Himstreet.
Tell you what, we're coming up on lap 75. We're looking at 85 laps here today. We got 10 laps left to go.
10 laps to go. Zach Chrysler has caught the back of Douglas Hess, and he's going to make a move to the bottom here. This is for the lead. Again, fuel is the question.
Chrysler on the inside there. Looks like he's making some leadway. Is he going to be able to pull it off? Hess up on the high side. Oh, still doesn't have it. Still battling it out on the front stretch there as they go into turn 1. Chrysler may have it here going into turn 1. Hess still going to stay on the outside there and try to ride that high groove, get a good run coming off the corner. But I believe Chrysler's going to take that first place position right now.
And I'm trying to see here. I believe there is one truck that is up in his pack that has just started to save some fuel. And I'm looking for, I believe it's Slaughter, actually.
Tell you what, Douglas Hess looking on the inside of Chrysler. Now he's going to try to make a move, try to take the lead back.
How's that
Chris,
doing?
if there's any data that we can look at on Hess and Chrysler, now these guys, I believe they have already took their pit stop under green. They would have got gas, so these guys should be good to go.
No, these guys have not pitted. The top 8 have now not pitted. The top 8 have not pitted. As a matter of fact, Brad Slaughter pitted, I believe here. Trying to see, yeah, he's falling down. No, it looks like Slaughter did not pit. So Slaughter's saving fuel, though. He's backing off. He's let the whole pack of Everhart and everybody go by. And Slaughter's trying to save some fuel. Either that or he's out of fuel, because he's backing way off here. But, no, the top now 7 have not pitted. So that would be Hess, Chrysler, Blackman, Ray, Amaker, Creek, and Shipman.
I'll tell you what, I'm taking a look at Slaughter here. Went into his truck. He is letting out of the gas. He is saving fuel. He is, I believe he's actually turning the truck off when he goes in the corners.
Well, unfortunately, he's now back to the 15th position, so he, if anything now, pitting is going to really hurt him bad if he's going to have to do that. But as Chrysler's on pit road, the 20 is in. Others on pit road, Blackman's pitting. Brian Ray's pitting.
Douglas Hess still staying out there. We're at lap 80. I believe Hess is going to try to make it work. I think he's going to, unless he goes into pit road this time, it doesn't look like he's going in. Yes,
Yep,
now
he's coming in
going
now. That's going to hand the lead to guess who? Remember the names I mentioned earlier? Amaker,
Amaker.
Creek, Shipman. Here they are, top 3 now, as Amaker should take the lead. As a matter of fact, they are in this pack with Shipman, who's going to dive to the bottom right now in the 4. They are coming off turn 4 right now at the start and finish line. 6 to go. And we should mention Eberhart and Libby did get by Osborne. So they have pulled away. It's pretty much Libby and Eberhart on their own as they are right there.
So now we got Creek leading the race. Creek is 17 points behind Nicholas Orth. That would give him 32 points for the win. And depending on where Orth finishes here today, it's definitely a points battle. Definitely a points battle. Jeffrey could actually take over the points in this race.
And Jeffrey's coming to pit road now. He's not going to make it. Shipman's coming to pit road and Amaker. Nobody's going to make it on fuel.
Wow, that looks like we're going to put Daniel Everhart back up front. Libby back there is going to be in second place.
That's correct. You see them crawling across the start-finish line right now. 5 laps to go here for the Irish Hills of Michigan. As we mentioned, next week for the truck, Chicagoland Speedway. I will be broadcasting that race, but I'll be on board my truck. So for those who want to come watch, feel free to. But this will be the last truck broadcast that we do play-by-play for this season. After that, Thursday next week, we're over in the Xfinity Series, broadcasting from Charlotte next Thursday. Hopefully you can come join us for that. What time will we start, Rick?
I believe what we need to do is put the broadcast will go up at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time.
There you go. Plan to join us next Thursday. So Eberhart 0.6 of a second on Ryan Libby. Corbin Hemstreet is 3rd. Chad Osborne 4th. Tyler Herr is now 5th. As we have 4 laps to go. This race is, I think, Eberhart's to lose unless Libby can draft his way up there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Libby to try to do a draft, but I tell you, hat goes off to Corbin Hemstreet out there. Tough. Had some tough racing here this evening, and I tell you, he's sitting in 3rd position right now. And I believe if he had another 20 more laps, he might be able to do something with that.
Absolutely. As you know, he tried some strategy there on that last stop, which everybody was, but he tried to go fuel only, and I think it's going to hurt him in the end here. So 3 laps to go is 7/10 of a second now between Libby and Eberhardt.
I tell you what, Libby definitely, this will be one of the best finishes that I can remember him having. He's run an excellent race here today, and definitely been due for it with some of the luck that he's had. Again, we go back to talking about just ending up in other people's messes. Real good driver, real clean driver, does very well. He's definitely due for a win.
As you see on the side of the screen where everybody's running right now is Eberhardt goes across the line, 2 laps to go.
Eberhardt got a little close to the wall coming out of 4 there. Not sure if he may have scratched the wall just a little bit or not. Don't see any damage, but I tell you, man, he was close to the wall.
And you don't want to get too close. You got to be careful. I know he's trying to be aggressive to stay ahead of Libby, but he is stretching it out a little bit there. So,
tell you what, Eberhardt's still making it look easy out there. That truck's driving on rails here for him today. Real smooth ride for him here today. You know, it's almost like he really didn't have to work too hard today there, Chris. Eberhardt's just kind of been up front all day today.
white flag is out. Final lap here at Michigan. Eberhardt looking for another checkered flag on the season.
Actually, I believe Eberhardt's actually pulled away even more from Ryan Libby.
This would be his 3rd win in the season if he's able to get across the checkered flag. And we got a great battle back there for 5th. We'll have to jump on that here in the second with Tyler Herr. He's battling with Darren Sizemore and Chad Osborne back there. But meanwhile, off of turn 4, he's going to lead 54 out of 85 laps. He's going to get his 3rd win of the season. Daniel Eberhardt, your winner in Michigan.
Oh, and going back here, Chad Osborne still battling it out. Looks like Tyler Herr is showing Chad Osborne finished before Tyler Herr, but what I'm looking at on my screen here, Tyler finished before Chad.
Very interesting. So we'll have to check on the results on that one, but great finish and a great race. In the end, only 5 cautions, 14 lead changes, and Daniel Eberhardt going to victory lane for a 3rd time on the season. So a great race. We'll get together here. We'll grab our microphones and go down to pit road and victory lane, and we'll talk to the drivers here who finished in the top 3 here very shortly, Rick.
Yep, I'm going to grab them right now.
So he's going to do that, and while he does, we're going to go ahead and run through the finishing order in tonight's race. Daniel Eberhardt, your winner. Ryan Libby, 2nd. Corbin Hemstreet with a good 3rd-place run after spinning out earlier. Tyler Herr, 4th. Darren Sizemore, 5th. Chad Osborne, 6th. Kevin Ford, 7th. Nicholas Orth, another top 10 for the point leader. So he will actually be ahead. He'll gain points, it looks like, tonight, finishing 8th. Chrysler, 9th. Douglas Hess, 10th. Kenny Baum Jr. finishing 11th. Brent Sturgeon 12th. Clifton 13th. Blackman 14th. Welzenbach 15th. Schrader, Brunel, Brian Ray, Jeffrey Creek 19th. So it looks like about 12 or 13 points. In the end, Orth will gain. Shipman going to finish 20th. Amaker 21st. Brent Lee 22nd. Everett Lane 23rd. Pops 24th. Brad Slaughter Jr. 25th. Justin Walters 26th. Willie Blacker 27th. Martin 28th. Nate Trado 29th. And William Long 30th, and last, unfortunately, Brian Coveney going to finish in the 31st position. Rick, who do you got?
I tell you what, I've called up with Corbin Hemstreet, our 3rd-place finisher here, the Bubble Ball truck, what a lot of viewers have been talking about. They want to see that Bubble Ball truck win the race here this evening. Corbin, great race here this evening.
Thanks, Rick.
I'll tell you what, You were leading the race here at the beginning. You got into a couple incidents out there, was able to get the truck back in the pits. Those guys done a wonderful job actually fixing the truck up to get you back up here at 3rd. Take us back for a few laps.
I really just want to stay out of trouble in one of these races. I was up there in 2nd, which normally is a pretty safe place to be, but I think Eberhardt just got the wall a little bit there going into 1, and my truck bounced off of him, and I got rear-ended, and so that set us back, and we're basically playing catch-up for the rest of the race there. I don't think I took left side tires for this entire second half of the race. So I'm happy to be able to rebound to third, but still a little disappointed knowing, what this Boomtown Sim Bubble Ball Chevrolet could have done.
Absolutely. I tell you what, a lot of viewers over here in the booth watching you from the live stream. They had quite a few fans there cheering you on, wanting to see that Bubble Ball truck finish first here this evening. Anything you like to say to the fans out there?
Yeah, if you enjoy watching this race and come race with us, this is an awesome place to race. I love the guys racing here. I love, the way people race you, and yeah, it's just a great place to be.
Fantastic. Anybody out there you want to thank?
Yeah, my whole team. They weren't here today. They're working on another number 69 truck in a different race, but still got to thank them. They're huge for moral support. And also Frankie, my Twitch manager's birthday was just the other day, so shout out to him.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to let you get back. I know you got vehicle inspections to go through and so forth. And Chris, I'm going to see if I can catch up with your second place guy here and let him know that you want to talk to him here a little bit.
Absolutely. Our second place finisher tonight was the 46 of Ryan Libby. Ryan, a great effort on your end. I know you haven't had the best of luck tonight, but you were definitely had the chicken truck up there in the front.
Yeah, everything was pretty good. We started around 13th, and that first caution we had with a pit stop, I was kind of leery about taking 2 tires, but it actually ended up feeling really good. So I kind of figured if we had a long fuel run like this, that I would definitely take 2 and probably pick off some of the same lap times as taking 4.
Well, you did a great job tonight at 46 with the tire strategy there. Pit stop wise, if I remember correctly, you took 2 again there at the end and was able to get up there with Eberhardt. Was there anything you could have done with him?
The only thing I could have done was when we caught him with Chad there, with about, I think 10 to go. After that, I was trying to run his line, and whatever he was doing, it was working. And with about 5 to go there, I was just trying so hard. I was starting to overdrive, and that was it.
Well, still a great run for you and a great points day in the 46 truck, a second place finish. Your chance here to send shout out to whoever you like to.
No, just want to say thanks, guys, for putting this league on. It's a hell of a league, so thank you, Xtreme Motorsports. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, everyone, for the broadcast tonight. It was great.
Well, great job tonight, Ryan, and congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank you.
And Rick gets the pleasure of being in Victory Lane. I believe you got Daniel Eberhardt in Victory Lane?
Absolutely, and I tell you what, we got champagne just flying everywhere around here. Eberhardt is just tickle pink, finishing first here this evening. Daniel, take us back with the truck that was running on rails here today.
It was a good Realtree Chevrolet Silverado. It is one truck that I would love to bring to the racetrack every weekend. I'll give you that much.
Well, I'll tell you what, Daniel, let's go back a couple of laps. You and Corbin was battling it out, going down there in turn 1, and it looked like you may have got a little close to the wall. Corbin hit you in the back there, got him spun around. What happened there?
I guess the way the trucks are set up, going down the straightaway, my front end's actually poked out farther than the rear end, like the toe in the back of the truck set out. And when I did, I hit the wall with the rear bumper, and it just slung my front end up into the wall, and then Corbin had nowhere to go because he was so close to me. And he just rear-ended me, and I looked in my mirror, and I was like, well, that was the 2 guys I had to beat spinning down off into turn 1 and 2, and that was just a terrible feeling like you caused that.
Well, I'll tell you what, the last few laps there, Ryan Libby was trying to battle it out with you there, maybe on lap 70. Did he have anything for you, or did you just feel that your truck was just too strong today? Strong enough to where you knew that you had this thing in the bag?
That new shock package they put in, man, 2 tires were the way to go, and I knew that Ron, Libby, and Chad, that we were all racing right there. I was like, well, we're going to be the leaders. There's no way the guys up front that are saving fuel are going to make it. So I had to go, and Chad was pinching me a lot, and I was like, well, we're just going to have to race like this. And we went down the straightaway, and I got a run up under Chad, and then I knew Ron was coming, and we had a lap car in between us there, so we had to use him as a pick so I could hold off them guys.
Well, I tell you what, win number 3 for you this season in the Truck Series. You've had 1 or 2 wins in the Xfinity. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many wins have you brought you up to in the Xfinity?
I think 1. I think I have 1 at Dega.
Now, there's been some talks about the Cup Series. Any insight on the Cup Series? Will you be running in the Cup Series for next season?
Depends on if the board wants me there or not. That's all up to Xtreme Motorsports board, and I thank them guys every day for letting us run here and putting on these races Tuesday through Thursday. It's the best time you'll ever have.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, anybody out there you want to thank?
Xtreme Motorsports for putting on great shows like this one tonight. It's fun having to race out fuel mileage and everything like that. iPon Gaming and my grandma and girlfriend.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, Chris, down here in Victory Lane with Daniel Eberhardt, celebrating his win number 3 of the season. And I tell you, he's got a smile on his face ear to ear. He is a happy little guy here today. Back to you, Chris.
Absolutely. And I got to ask the question, are those pink goggles you're wearing?
No, I'm not wearing pink goggles.
Oh, no, I'm saying Rick. Rick's wearing pink goggles, it looks like.
Absolutely. Pink goggles. This is cancer-free goggles I've got on here, Chris. And I tell you, always a big supporter in that. I've also got a pair of pink shorts I'll be putting on for the after party down here in Victory Lane.
Oh, I have an interesting feeling about that one. All right, well, congrats, Daniel, on your victory. Rick, we'll see you up here in the booth. Right now, we'll go over our point standings as they have been updated.
User
Nicholas
left your
Orth
channel.
leads by 26 over Jeffrey Creek. Darren Sizemore still third, 34 back. We haven't had change in the top 8 at all. As a matter of fact, 41 points for Chrysler in 4th and William Amberker 5th. Now, we do have a new name up in the top 10, and we just spoke with him. Daniel Eberhardt up to 9th in points with his 3rd win. Here's the deal with that. He's only made 6 starts, Rick, and he is in the top 10 in points.
Tell you what, I was telling you a little earlier, Eberhardt has been on a roll this season, and within the last few weeks, he has really battled it out with a lot of guys up here that are known to be the real fast guys here in the league. And the more he runs with those guys, the faster he seems to be getting. So he is definitely a top competitor here at Xtreme Motorsports. He's really got on the ball here. He's changed a lot of ways about himself on how he drives and how he does some things. Still got to do a little trimming around the edges there, Chris, if you know what I mean. But tell you, I see a lot more victories coming soon for Mr. Eberhardt.
Well, final thoughts on the race, Rick. We had a good show tonight, 5 cautions. We had 14 lead changes and a pretty good show.
Absolutely. I tell you what, want to give a special thanks out there to the viewers out there on Twitch. Thank you guys for showing up here tonight. Remember, March the 19th, that's going to be next Thursday, Xfinity Series, and we're going to be having a sponsor, Custom Vapes. Mr. Brad Slaughter is going to be driving the Custom Vapes. I know that those guys are going to be having some sales that night. Buy one, get one free. And you guys need to make sure you tune in. We'll have some links on the website you'll be able to go to and order from. I think it's going to be a real good race there next Thursday at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Chris.
Charlotte is my favorite track. I'll be jealous, but I'll be glad to have some fun up here in the booth as you guys put on a good show, and appreciate Mr. Slaughter for putting a race on. But yeah, that'll be the next Xtreme Motorsports broadcast. Will be next Thursday on the 19th. We'll go on at about 8:30, as Rick mentioned. Thursday evening. Next time, for those who are watching who are curious what's coming up here for Races Only TV, next time we'll be on the air will be actually Saturday for NIS stuff. So make sure you come join us for that. And, of course, some league racing into the weekend with our friends at Sim Racing Authority Sunday and Monday. So, Rick, my pleasure to have you up here again as always. And good luck with those short shorts and the tanning. And we'll talk here next week.
Absolutely, and thank you for joining in with us here, Chris. Always a pleasure to work with you up in the booth.
All right. For Rick Donathan, Chris Scala in the booth, make sure you do follow those links down there at the bottom, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. We will be posting this video on the YouTube page here in the very near future. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, and thanks for watching us on For Races Only TV, and make sure you go to XtremeMotorsports99.com.